Hi friends, Merry Christmas. I am going to do a Christmas tag. Kimberly Davis over at Diva Designing on a Dime, she did a Christmas tag, and of course at the end of the video you have to tag certain friends that you would like to tag, but she left it open for any of her subscribers who were watching, that if they wanted to do the tag, to do it, and then put in her comments that you know, they were also doing the tag so that she could come and watch the video. And I'll be doing the same thing because I think that this is kind of fun. You're supposed to tag a few people, but I'm going to also leave it open to anyone that would like to do the tag, and then just let me know that you're doing it, and then I'll go over to your channel and I will also watch. So there are 17 questions, and when I watched Kimberly's video, I've allowed now several days to go by this way, so when I'm reading the question and I go to answer it, it will be like not remembering that I heard her also asking the questions in her video. So it's just very spontaneous for you. So the first question is, what is your favorite Christmas film or movie? My favorite Christmas film that I watch over and over and over is the 1951 Christmas Carol with Alistair Sim, you know, the Scrooge, and I also like It's a Wonderful Life. Those are the two that I usually will play over and over again. I have them on DVD, and then when they come on I record them so I don't have to pull the DVDs out and I could just, you know, click a button and go. But those are the two that I like the most. Have you ever had a white Christmas? I have had many white Christmases in my lifetime because I am from Northeast Ohio, and we used to get a whole lot of snow when I lived there. I mean, they still get a lot of snow, and they get a lot of lake effect snow from Lake Erie. But I remember when I was a little girl, we would have so much snow even at Christmas time that we would get stuck in Akron, Ohio, because we would go to Akron. That's where some of my relatives lived, which was only like, you know, a 50-minute drive from where I'm from. And there were some white Christmases even, we had a blizzard or a whole lot of snow that would come, that on a day that we were getting ready to go home, we couldn't go and we would have to spend the night. And so that was nice because then it gave us extra time with our relatives. So I've had many white Christmases. We lived in Chicago. We had white Christmases there. We've had some white Christmases here in PA. So the only time I didn't really get a lot of white Christmases is when I lived in Virginia, but I've had many white Christmases. Where do you usually spend your holidays? Well, right now we spend them here with our family because, you know, my brothers are, you know, married and have their own families, and, you know, when kids are working, and just like my kids, everybody's working, it's hard to get everybody's schedule together so that you could go to grandma's, you know. So pretty basically we do Christmas, you know, here at our house. But when I was little, we used to, you know, divide our time between both grandparents. We'd go to Akron and we'd spend a day or two with my dad's side of the family. Then we'd go and spend with my mom's side of the family for a couple days. What is your favorite Christmas song? My favorite Christmas song is "Oh Holy Night." And I don't care really who sings it. I just like that song. It's just one of my very favorite songs. And I like "Oh Come All Ye Faithful." That's a good one too. And I like, you know, "Oh Come Let Us Adore Him." "Oh Come Let Us Adore Him." So those are my two favorite. Do you open presents on Christmas Eve? We tried that. We tried opening Christmas presents on Christmas Eve when we lived in Chicago, and then, you know, save maybe a few presents for over on Christmas morning, but the kids didn't like that. You know, they wanted to try it to see what it was like. I think we did it 2 Christmases and they didn't like it. So we started opening them on Christmas Day. Can you name all of Santa's reindeers? Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen, and Rudolph. Can't forget Rudolph. What holiday traditions are you looking forward to most this year? Well, we have one main tradition. I mean, we have the normal traditions of, you know, we bake Christmas cookies and, you know, all of this sort of thing. But the one Christmas tradition that we have kept for, I don't know, probably about 12, 15 years now, is when they started putting the Christmas Story, you know, Red Ryder BB Gun, that movie, the Christmas Story, when they started playing that where it was looped 24 hours, you know, from Christmas Eve all the way through Christmas Day, we started making a bunch of appetizers, and I would buy the little Santa Coke in the little Coke bottles, and you know, they had the little Santa Claus on it, and I would keep them in the fridge and get them all chilled. I'd buy a whole bunch of them, and so I'd open all them up. I'd bring all the Coke bottles into the family room, all the appetizers. I would bring cookies and dips and stuff into the family room, but in the kitchen on our island, I'd keep a big spread of other, you know, lunch meats and just appetizers and things, and everybody would get their plate and go in, and so we wouldn't have to get so many trips to come back into the kitchen. That's why I said I kept cookies and dips and stuff in the family room, and we would sit and watch that movie about 2 times before we'd go to bed, and so that was just, you know, our Christmas tradition. We started that, like I said, when they started doing the movie 24 hours a day, and my kids have always liked it. They still like it. We'll be doing it again this year. Next question. Is your Christmas tree real or fake? They're fake. I have lots of Christmas trees, and they're all fake. We used to get real Christmas trees, but they cut the trees down way too early, and then it doesn't matter how much you water the trees always seem to start dying and the needles falling, and sometimes then the branches would shrivel up, and then by the time you try to take the ornaments off, you're getting poked and everything, and it's just no fun. So I started doing artificial trees, and then I started with one artificial tree, and then I got a second one, and then through the years I've just added more. I have a total of 8 Christmas trees. This year I didn't put up all of them, but I do have a total of 8 trees that I have put up. Let's see. What is your all-time favorite holiday food, sweet or treat? Well, probably sugar cookies. I always look forward to making sugar cookies. My aunt used to make them, and she was very precise when she did it. Like her Santa Clauses, they had black boots with the white fur, with the red pants, with the white cuff around the jacket. She did the black belt. I mean, she detailed those cookies, and I learned from her. You know, she showed me how to do those, and that's what I do now. It takes me the longest time to make sugar cookies. It takes me 2 days really to do it. But they're just so pretty to look at, and they taste good. So sugar cookies has always been my favorite. Next question. Be honest. Do you like giving gifts or receiving gifts better? I actually like giving gifts, because the best thing that you can do is just stand there to watch somebody open something that you have bought for them, and hopefully it's a meaningful gift that you put a lot of thought into it, knowing that it was something that they need or something that they would have liked to have, or you just knew that they would like it when you saw it, and then they open it, and just the expression on their face is really what the gift to me is. It's not, you know, the gift that I gave them, but in giving that gift, they give back to me, like I'm saying, with just, you know, the elation on their face, just to see their face smiling and that sort of thing. Okay, next question. What is the best Christmas gift you ever received? The best gift I ever received was from my husband one Christmas. I have to back up many years before. We were living in Virginia, and my son Josiah, when he was 5 years old, we believe it was him, accidentally knocked my diamond engagement ring into the sink, and I turned on the garbage disposal not knowing it was down there. And I heard this clanking sound, and I reached my hand in and pulled out this twisted metal, and I was wondering what in the world is that, until I looked on the shelf and I noticed my wedding band was there, but my diamond ring was not. And I was like, oh no, my diamond. And I went, fishing in there with my other hand trying to look for the diamond, but it evidently with the water had flushed down to the drain. And so I went many, 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 many years without an engagement ring. And so this had happened with my son with the garbage disposal. That happened in Virginia, and we lived there for 7.5 years, so probably about 6 years. We had lived there before we moved to Chicago, and we were there for a couple years, and then my husband. So it had been, over time, it had been probably almost 10 years that I didn't have a diamond. And my husband one year surprised me for Christmas and gave me a 2-carat diamond engagement ring. So that was probably the best Christmas gift, because you kind of feel a little bit lost when you don't have your wedding rings and that sort of thing. And even though I had my wedding band, I still missed having my diamond. And my diamond, when my husband first bought it, we didn't have a lot of money when we got married, and it was only 1/4 carat, so it was real teeny tiny. And then my husband, when he got me the other ring, it was 2 carats, so it was a whole lot bigger. So that will be my best gift. Next question. What would be your dream place to visit for the holiday season? I have always wanted to go to Germany for Christmas. And the reason why is because Germans have always just been very big into Christmas. They're just known for Christmas and their nutcrackers and just everything that they do. Matter of fact, I was just watching before I made this video, Rick Stevens on PBS. He goes to Europe and at Christmas time, and he shows different countries how they celebrate Christmas. And it always seems that the Germans are just very big in how they celebrate Christmas. And even when you go to Disney World, which we're getting ready to go here pretty soon, I've told you guys, when you go over to the country at Epcot, Germany, really it's all about Christmas there. And because they're just known just to be big into Christmas, and because I love Christmas so much, it makes me want to kind of go there before anywhere else, just to see exactly how they celebrate and that sort of thing. All right, next question. Are you a pro rapper, or do you fail miserably? I've always been a good rapper. My mom wrapped presents very well, and my mom had taught me from an early age how to wrap gifts. Okay, next question is, what is your most memorable holiday moment? Though I have many memorable holiday moments, probably the most memorable for me would be the first Christmas that we decided to take our kids to Disney World at Christmas time. We had for many years taken our kids when they were real little during different times of the year. And one year I just told my husband, I said, I really want to go to Disney World at Christmas next year. They say it's so nice, they decorate and all the things that they do. So let's surprise the kids. And so what we did, we asked the kids what they wanted for Christmas, and we only picked a couple things that they really, really wanted to have. And that's what we gave them. And then the rest of the money, what we did was in their stocking, with all their stocking things, we gave them money. We put cash in there so that they could buy things, when they went to Disney World. And we put it in a card, and it just said, that was their Disney World money, because Mom and Dad were going to leave that night to take them to Disney World. And so that's what we did. And we did that for, I don't know how many years. Oh, well, the last few years that we lived in Virginia, and then when we moved to Illinois, they were older and we didn't go at Christmas anymore then. But that was probably the most memorable the first time, because when the kids, we read their cards to them and told them, and they were just, excited. Not only were they going to go to Disney World, but they were leaving that night to go to Disney World. So, and that was a hard secret to keep from them too, because I was all excited about it. But that's probably the most memorable, just seeing, they just went berserk as soon as I told them, all screaming and happy and everything. It was a really good time. Next question. What made you realize the truth about Santa? Well, I don't know. I was probably about 9 years of age, like most kids, and I think it was my brother that told me, and I went and I asked my mother, and my mother told me about Santa Claus, what I told my kids when they realized, that he's really just a legend, but he's a legend based off of a real person, Saint Nicholas. And when I went and I approached my mother, she said, well, there really is no, fat guy in the red suit that comes down the chimney, that yes, it is the parents that give, but the reason why. And then that's when she told the whole story about Saint Nicholas, and he gave to children and to widows and orphans, and not just at Christmas but all the year through, and different things like that, and that we just carry on the gift of giving, just like. And then she would bring the whole like nativity into it, just like the wise men, they came and they gave gifts to baby Jesus and that sort of thing. And with her explanation, I was fine with it. And it was the same thing when I told my children, when they came to me to ask about it, and I explained it the way my mother did to me. They were like, okay, and they were fine with it. So I think it's how you approach the children and telling them, it is how they will react in receiving the news that, there is no guy in the red suit, Next question. Do you make New Year's resolutions? Do you stick to them? Oh, when I was younger, I tried making them, but I wouldn't stick to it. And most people don't stick to their New Year's resolutions. So I don't make New Year's resolutions per se, except that it's the same standard one all the time. I'm looking back on this previous year, and I'm looking at mistakes that I have made in my life, and making a very strong attempt into the next year not to repeat any of those mistakes anymore. Because we're always learning things about ourselves, and we want to improve on our character and our nature. And the best way to do that is we learn from our mistakes. At least we're supposed to, and that sort of thing. And I just go into the next year with fresh hope that, I can just be a better person, a better mother, a better wife, now a better grandmother, a better friend, a better daughter, a better sister. Just what can I do to make myself better in life? And that's really my New Year's resolution. Last question. What makes the holidays special for you? Just having my family around, doing all the baking and all the cozy cooking, the dinners. It's cold outside, the fire's going in the house, the stove is on, you're making all those hot meals and hot soups and things that are just comforting, that you don't have them through the rest of the year when it's warmer, because like in the summertime, who wants to eat soup? You know what I'm saying? So it's that sort of thing. It's all the lights in the house, and if you have candles burning and that sort of thing, it's just that ambiance, that, the lights, and it's getting darker early, and the house smells really good of food and baking and things like that. And that's what makes the holidays, and it says holidays. So we really begin our holidays, Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving, and then we do Hanukkah, and then Christmas, and then New Year. So really all those holidays there. And that's what makes it special for us. And it's just the togetherness. And like I say, it gets dark earlier, so people come home earlier. They don't want to be out and about when it's dark, and the house is just full of people. So That's the Christmas tag. I think I have answered every question. There's 17 of them. I'm going to put the questions in the show more for anyone that would want to do this tag, and if you do, let me know. I'll go watch your video, but I have to tag some people, and I will have the links to their channels also in the show more, because there's some really good friends of mine and people that I watch, and I like their channels, and so I would like you to go see their channels as well. One person I'm going to tag is Linda from Linda's Pantry. Linda, she shows all kinds of cooking, whether it's prepping, canning, dehydrating, meals in a jar, how to prep ahead stuff, you know, for your freezer, whatever it is. It's all cooking. She is a sweetheart. I love Linda. She and I are friends. We even exchange Christmas cards and that. And I would like you to go to her channel, check it out. It's Linda's Pantry. So I'm going to tag Linda. I'm tagging Maureen over at Glitter and Groceries, and if her and David want to sit down and do it, her husband is David. Maureen has a channel, and it's a little bit of this and that. You know, she shows organizational things and projects that she's working on. Her and her husband, they vlog. They also have a new house that they've started renovating and everything, and it looks really nice, everything that they've done. And she has her family from time to time, and her mom, I always tell her I love her mom, but she's a sweetheart, so go check out her channel. I'm also going to tag Hillary, and if she wants to get Joseph, her husband, so Hillary and Joseph, over at Our Farmhouse Life, and they're a sweet couple. Also, they're renovating a house. They bought like old farmhouse, and they've totally gutted it downstairs and everything. Joseph's very handy, and what he's doing to that place is amazing. Of course, you know, she paints and does things too, and she vlogs, and you know, she shares you know, different tips of things that she does and that sort of thing. They're a sweet couple. So those are the three people that I'm tagging, but I'm going to throw in a couple more tags, and I'm going to let them know about it. I don't think they subscribe to my channel, but I'm subscribed to their channels, and the one person is Red Raina over Let's Eat Fiction. She used to be Disney's Diner, but now she's Let's Eat Fiction, and she makes all kinds of fun foods from movies, even like, you know, Disney cartoon movies and things like that. She's been doing this for some time now. I've been watching her for the last couple years, and I always look forward to her Friday videos. That's when they come out. And so anyway, I'll have her link in the show more as well. And also the last person I want to tag is Sophia over at My Great Challenge. She's got a great channel. Sophia, she doesn't really vlog so much. I mean, her videos are vlog style, kind of like, you know, mine. You know, she's talking and going about her house and everything, but she shows projects that she works on. And this lady takes on some great challenges. She takes on things that I'm just like, if that was at my house, I would just get my husband to do it or one of my boys to do it. And if they couldn't do it, I'd just hire it out. Because that's me. It's like, I'm not even going to attempt that. But she attempts it. That's why her channel's My Great Challenge. She attempts it, and she does very well, too. I mean, she just redid her office. Totally redid it. The floors, the wood floors, everything. She made bookshelves built into the wall. I mean, how great is that? I mean, I wouldn't even attempt something like that. But she's really awesome. So anyway, I'm going to have all the links in the show more to all of these channels. Go check them out. Give them thumbs up on their videos that you turn on, and even subscribe to their channels, because there's some channels that I personally subscribe to. I think they're wonderful people. And until next video, I'll see you guys. Take care, and again, Merry Christmas.